Hello you lovely people and welcome. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Taog's Hangar Bell 205 UH-1H, also known as the Huey. Now it comes in three variants. We have the civilian variant here, a high skid variant, and then a military variant. So if we just take a quick look at the liveries for the civilian. So we've got just a pure white livery, Eagle livery, red tail, civilian 2, we've got a NASA livery there, California Fire, San Diego Sheriff, New York State Police, Snohomish Sheriff, Wooker, Heli TV, DAFO, McDermott Aviation, and NSCA. If we go to the high skid, basically the only difference between this and the previous version is that the skids are obviously higher off the floor. So we've got HeliQuest, Kern County, NASA, civilian, heli protection, remote helicopters, and red stripes. And if we go to, I wish I'd stopped doing that. If we go to the military variant, which most of us would be more or less more familiar with, we've got a regular US Army Rescue, Army Shark, G Huey, which is a Huey that's owned and kept flying in the UK. I believe that it's in Turkish markings. I could be wrong, but I'm sure that's the old Turkish roundel. Death from Above, 229th Aviation Battalion, 101st Airborne, the USA Berlin Aviation Detachment, US Air Force Rescue, just a generic camo, Hellenic / Greek Air Force, the Italian Army, German Air Force Search and Rescue, I guess that's German Air Force Goodbye Scheme, Air Rescue Federal Ministry, Royal New Zealand Air Force, Royal Australian Air Force, Canadian Rescue Tiger, Hikutai Naha, and another variant of the same squadron, 101st Hikutai. So there are two slightly different variants in cockpit wise. I'm going to start off with the military. Actually no, we'll start with the civilian one because I'm going to be doing a flight in the military one from Middle Wallop. I'm going to go to Salisbury Plain and back again. So let's just choose a nice civilian scheme, deliveries, and we'll go with the NSCA as that's quite bright, and we'll park ourselves on the deck at Middle Wallop. Stick it there. Okay, let's load in and have a look. Right, so looking around, the first things you'll notice that we've actually got a bit of a glass cockpit going on here, with some of the old traditional gauges here, mainly for engine instruments and voltage and things like that. We've got a turn slip indicator here, we have the CI gauge there, a clock, VVI, classic altimeter, and then you've got rotor, RPMs, torque pressure, things like that. And then coming into the center panel here, starting from the back, we've got ADF, we've got nav and comms, an engine panel here with the fuel flow switches, things like that, announce air panel, caution lights, you've got your hoist controls there, another Garmin here, then we've got the collective cyclic there, and then if we look above us we've got battery and generators down here, then we've got inverters and all our internal lighting, external lighting as well. And to be honest, in this version it's very minimalist inside the cockpit. Not a lot. It's been cleaned up quite a lot from the older variants, and obviously we've got controls on the collective as well, for landing lights and engine idle and things like that. And then we come to this part here. Now the civilian variant comes with an EFB in a tablet form, whereas the military one comes with a paper and clipboard, making it look a bit more old school. Now we do have extras that we can add here, so we just jump outside to have a look anyway. Okay, so we've already got the water tank attached at the bottom, obviously with this being a Conservation Forests and Lands helicopter, so firefighting is its thing. So we've got the tank and hose there, which is deployable and works. If we jump back in, we'll change a few things on the tablet. So we're going to stick some wire cutters on the front. Can I put mirrors on as well? If we attach all three of those, you'll see that we now have mirrors across the bottom, wire cutter across the top there, and we have a forward-looking infrared camera underneath. Now having all of this together probably isn't a normal setup, because we've got wire cutters under there as well. But yeah, you can add all of those if you so wish. Coming back to the tablet, and we'll take those off. We'll take the water tank off. We can stick a Bambi bucket on here, but you won't see it, simply because it hangs from the bottom of the aircraft and it will be in the ground for the moment. We can add steps out the sides. As you can see, we've got added the steps there, and be one the other side as well. Take those off, and we can put bare paws on, and I believe we can add basket as well, and a winch. And we'll add the particle separators, and we'll open the bays as well while we're at it. So there you go, we've got the particle separator at the front here, got the engine bays open and slid back, bare paws at the back there to spread the weight, or if we're landing on snow, things like that, just to make life a little bit easier. And we come the other side, we've got a basket and a winch, and then we can come back and take all those off. You can also remove pilot door, co-pilot door, and the rear doors both sides. So there you can see we've got pretty much a free-for-all in and out, whether you're at the front or the back, nothing getting in the way. These doors also open. I'll show you from this side, because doing it from the other side is a bit awkward. Okay, it's not letting me. There we go, that side. So we'll jump back out here. Now you can see now that door is open. The only problem is to shut that now I'm going to have to get into the co-pilot seat. Okay, now we can close that door if I can actually get to the handle. There we go. Coming back to the tablet, put all those back on. Okay, here we can deploy and stow the water hose, which I'll show soon. You can hide the crew in outside view if you so wish. You can hide the rotor wash effect and hide the heat blur effect if this is causing FPS hit. If we click on here and drag across, we can change the page. You can take the modern avionics out, and now we've got the old school steam gauges. So now we've got artificial horizon, we now have a magnetic compass, and speed in knots, and a radar altimeter. You can have tablet GPS up the top as well. You disable the vortex simulation, add a cabin decoration, that's the same through all versions, a Hawaiian lady playing, can't remember what that's called, and then you can change the back to a medical cabin. So as you can see, we've got bits and pieces here for stretchers and stuff, and then you can also show the crew inside, but I find that this gets in the way of you know, especially for the collective, so I don't have that. Also, one thing that's changed on this one is there's actually damage to the helicopter. You can repair it by clicking here, and you can turn it off if you don't want any damage, but that takes the immersion and realism out of it. I've not managed to damage this helicopter yet, and that's a surprise because my helicopter flying skills are, well, you'll see later, they're not great. And then again, if we click hold and shift to the side, it'll bring us back here again. And to put that, hide that, just click there. Okay, so that's the civilian cockpit done. Let's jump into the military variant. Okay, so now we are in the UH-1H Huey, and looking around the cockpit, as you can see, things are in the classic way, the layout. You can change this, and I'll show you shortly, but looking around, like I say, same layout as the classic cockpit in the civilian variant. Down the middle here we've got a few more things like transponder here, and whatever this guy is, the ADF channel tuner, which not working at the moment, and then you've got UHF receivers down here, and more ADF, and then you've got the intercom, possibly, but that isn't actually clickable either. So with the interior, as I said before, in this one you've got a clipboard with a bit of paper on, so you can have the wire cutters again. You've got the nose for the APR 139, so if we jump outside, okay, so you've got your little antennas on the nose there, but we can remove those. So if we click on that, jump back outside, they're gone. Okay, so that's a feature for the military one. We can also have the UH VHF antennas. There's got a huge blade aerial there, and all the little aerials underneath. Remove those and stick the APR 139s back on. You can have steps. Surfboards I haven't shown because it's just surfboards. Particle separator we've seen. Side armament mounts. Now, jump outside here, you can see where they can mount, well, obviously a machine gun for the guy in the back, and then rocket pods or whatever at the front. Whether we'll actually see any weapons to go on that, I don't know. It would be nice to see, even if it's just the empty cylinder, the launcher added for that would be pretty good. Next we've got the winch. We've seen the winch. Engine bay left, engine bay right we've seen. We can have the UHF antennas as well on the back. We've already got the infrared suppressor. So infrared suppressor is this bit here. Engine exhaust gas comes out, gets blown up into the rotors, and then gets dispersed before it has a chance to really cause a heat signature, which is a great little invention. The UHF antenna, I believe, was there. And click on it again. Ah, okay. Could be this bit here. Just me being dumb, don't worry about that. Yep, there it is. Same as one on the Chinook. Okay, so we'll stick the infrared suppressor back on. Again, the doors were already off. I'm going to stick those back on. And then go to the next page. Now there are a few more interior options for the military variant. So we've got the disable VRS, tablet GPS we can have again. There's modern avionics if you want them. Cabin decoration. So you've got transport troops inside cabin. If we look behind us, obviously we've got our troops here. You can show the crew chief as well, and he sits there. Usually works the winch. If we take the troops out, medical cabin again, we've got the stretchers here. And then if we take that off, we can take the armoured plates away from the back of the seats. See? And that's about it really. Put the crew chief back in. And then we've got repair damage and turn off damage again here. So, pretty good. No firefighting in this one. So what I'm going to do is just get this thing started up and take it up for a flight. So I mean, as you can see inside, the texturing is phenomenal. It really is great. And all the scrapes, the scuffs, really looks like it's been worked hard. Another couple of things, you can hide the headsets and bring them back again. Can't for the back ones. And it will close the doors, get this thing started up. So close that and close that door. Not sure if it will let me do it from this side. Oh, it will. Okay, that's handy. Right then, let's jump outside. Just have a quick look at the texturing for the outside. I mean, again, looks phenomenal. Really, really grimy, well used, and it just the model itself looks fantastic. What is there negative to say about it? I mean, it's a Huey. It looks like a Huey. It, you know, just looks brilliant. So let's get this thing started up and have a listen to the sounds. Right, so we're fired up inside, listening to the sounds. Got a satisfying whine and thump from the rotors. Jumping outside. Again, the sounds are fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. So let's get this thing up in the air and go for a little ride. Going to take off and head westward. Well, sort of northwest. And you're about to see how dodgy my flying can be. So a little bit of left rudder to counter the torque. A little bit of left wing down. Slowly bringing up the collective. Okay. Trim out slightly. And make our way out. A little bit too high for a hover taxi, but okay. trimmed out. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but once you get speed up and you have got it trimmed out nicely, you can actually fly with the hands off. Right now, got my hands off the stick and we're flying along quite nicely. 1,000 feet. Max speed around about 130 knots. Nothing much faster than that, otherwise you will run into issues. And it flies really well. I mean, it's pretty solid for a helicopter. Like I say, I'm no rotor head myself. I do enjoy flying helicopters from time to time. The Llama and the Alouette 3 were fantastic, and this is no exception. You see, I'm going way too quick. Surprisingly spacious in the cockpit as well. I'll bring the altitude down slightly. We'll look for Netheravon if I can actually find it myself. No, I'm going to have to get the GPS up. Start of Salisbury Plain. I believe Netheravon is to the north here. Go. And we're now on Salisbury Plain, the helicopter playground of the United Kingdom. This thing flies great, proper solid. See if we can climb up a bit. Tried this in VR yet, so I can't report back on that one. clipboard. Tablet GPS. Map. What have I missed? Over there, all that green. Let's get back down. Love that noise. Raven. You'll get there eventually. Thank you, GPS. Got a convoy of trucks coming down there. I know we've got some helipads to the right here. Over here. See if I can get on one of these helipads. Obviously not the one furthest to the right because that has a chinny on it. Okay. Could just land on the grass, but where's the fun in that? Need a challenge. It might have been a bit heavy-handed there. Yeah, I made it onto the helipad, but not as cleanly as I'd like. I still need some practice in this, obviously. So now I've switched up to California Fire, civilian variant, and I'm going to show you how to use, well, not going to show you how to use, you can do what you like, but show you how the Bambi bucket and the hose and fire tank can be used, and also show you some night lighting before we get off the ground. So as you can see, it's not exactly the nicest of days here, but we will switch that up a bit more. We'll change it to night time. As you can see, we're on the apron at night. Okay, and we come up to the top here, we turn these two big block ones up. It will give us labelling lights for the main console and pedestal. Underneath that we've got flood lighting for the engine areas and secondaries at the back, obviously in red so as not to disturb your night vision, and glowing green. And then the two under here are your instrument lights. Now I'm going to take the dome light off. That one. Where is it? Turn that off. Okay. No, we seem to be lit up from the outside anyway, but as you can see, depending on intensity, I mean, you don't have to have it that bright. As you can see, we'll just turn it down just a little bit more agreeable with the eyes. But like I say, we've got some night lighting here, so you can do your night tasks. Okay, and now I've turned them all off, I've got the flashlight on. Let's revert back to the day. Wrong one. Come on, wake up. There we go. Right. Okay, so let's jump outside and see what I've got loaded on the bottom. Okay, so nothing as of yet. What I'll do is I'll load up the water tank, and then I'll switch up the Bambi bucket on the fly. So, jump back in, pull up the EFB, and we want water tank, and we want to, well, we won't do that just yet. As you can see, we have our water tank underneath now, and the hose is hanging off the side here. We can deploy that once we're in flight using the tablet. So let's get over to the, we're not far from the beach, so we'll lift off and fill the tank up. Now the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed that we've got another gauge on the side here. What happened is, once I'm over the body of water and I drop the hose into it, the green light will come on to say that I'm in contact, and the pump is now working, sucking water up out of any lake or sea or whatever, and then it will gauge how full the tank is and let me know. Now what I'm going to do is going to try and suck some water up and show you what happens when you've got water on board. It's going to take a little bit of concentration, so I may go quiet. So bring the tablet back up, and I'm going to want to deploy or stow the water hose. I'm not going to do that until I'm up in the air. So let's get up in the air and get over the sea. I'm at RAF Valley, so not very far away. Just over the back of these hangars. Okay, and fly over the top. Not general practice, but we'll ignore that for now. And I also need to get the helicopter into a comfortable state for a hover anyway, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy that hose now and jump outside view. You can see I have the hose hanging there, ready to drop into a body of water, namely the ocean here. And now I've got to try and get the aircraft hovering where I want it, and I don't really want to be spinning around in circles either. So I'll get down as low as I can. I'm not going to fill the whole tank up because I'll be here all day. There. Okay, so we've got contact with the sea, so it's just a matter of keeping it in a nice stable hover. I've just pulled the hose out, which is brilliant. Okay, we've got the hose in. I've got to use that gauge in my peripherals because I've got to watch the artificial horizon. I don't have an altimeter, so I can't. God, I'm terrible at this. Really feel the weight on board as well. Okay, let's make our way back inland for our first run in. Okay, now we're going to the outside view, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the taxi light button. Okay, and we get a water drop effect there. It's actually really good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to change to a Bambi bucket. Whether that'll make my life any easier, I don't know. But we'll change that and put the Bambi bucket on. As you can see, we have that hanging from the bottom now. It's a matter of getting out over the water again. No indicator to let me know whether I'm actually in the water or not, so it's all going to be by sight alone. Full load there, and Jesus Christ, pushing the collective, it just did not want to respond there at all. So the actual physics of the extra weight and everything is brilliantly done, as it was with the llama. Go outside view again. over land. Okay. Push the taxi light again. Oh, I've lost all the water. Well, if I had still got water in there, I would have released it by now. Okay, we'll go for one more run. That's because I am being an idiot and trying to rush things, and because I'm recording it. So it's bound to go silly for me, isn't it? Tell you what, I'll pick it up over the water and I'll just drop it over the water as well. Side view is a bloody ridiculous idea. Oh no, because I've pressed taxi light previous, it's just leaked out anyway. I'll try that one more time. Should have done it from the inside view to start with. Okay, so I've got the load, and if I push the taxi light button, okay, so it starts to drop water, a bit like the water tank and hose did. Oh my god, get back inside and control the helicopter, you idiot. Right, okay, whoa! Who switched the lights on? Okay, let's get rid of this Bambi bucket and land the thing, because this has been far from my best review video. Right, okay, there you go. I'll end the video here. Actually, no, we'll get to summary quickly. So, the Huey by Taog's Hangar. You get 3 variants, military, civilian and high skid. There's an authentic sound package. Over 30 attachments for either of those variants. There's over 40 liveries, and that is astonishing. Damage simulation, and you get firefighting capabilities and ambulance equipment. It flies absolutely solidly. If you are a seasoned heli simmer, you'll know exactly what you're doing. Me, yes, I like to fly my helicopters every now and then, but I'm no expert at all. But I could handle it okay. So it's not too difficult in the grand scheme of things. I'd say the llama was slightly more twitchy than the Huey, but it is an absolutely fantastic module. It really is, and it's priced at just under £30. What you get for that, it's right up there. I mean, this is a very in-depth It's got accurate systems on board, electronics, hydraulics, fuel line, everything like that. Extensive start-up, shutdown procedures that come in the form of PDFs that will teach you how to do that, and also a manual as well, so you know what you're doing with it all. Yeah, I can't recommend it enough. I seriously can't, and I'm glad to have it in the hangar. It's one of those iconic helicopters. I don't think there's anybody around who doesn't know what a Huey is. I suppose we've got the Vietnam War to thank for that. Over 7,000 of these were made, so yeah, they got about a bit. Anyway, I'm going to stop it here. Thank you to Taog's Hangar for letting me preview the helicopter. It's been a lot of fun, and it was very, very kind of you. And if you've got this far, thank you very much for watching, and as always, take care, and I will catch you in the next one.